From the stages and studios of Australia to the bedrooms and basements of your neighbourhood, this is The Hoist, giving local music a lift on SYN.
Speaking of super talented musicians, nice segue there, Lindsay. Good
nice
work.
one.
We're joined on the phone tonight with a young lady by the name of Julia Eppingstall. She has just released a new EP, and one of the singles from the EP, 100% of the sales are going towards the National Stroke Foundation. So we'll be having a chat to her. Hello, Julia. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Great, how are you?
Yeah, cold.
Cool,
Very
nice
cold
and cool where you are.
Yeah, nice and cool in Canberra. I think it was -4 last night, and Dad just told me it was 4 degrees at the moment, so I'm just looking at the door going, I hope that doesn't open anytime.
Yeah, so we've read up about you and seen that you're really involved with your family and have a lot of support from your family. So it seems like you started getting into your music and the creative side quite early on. When did you start songwriting?
Yeah, well, I've always been writing and I've always been singing, not necessarily combining the two and not necessarily on a professional level. It was only when my first song that I really properly sat down and wrote was called Miss You, which is also on the EP, and it was written in relating to my horse who passed away, and I wrote that song and I thought, if ever I get to record something, this is what I want to do. And then as I sort of started to grow through the end of high school, I realised that, my music, the feedback from my music was that it did mean a lot to people, and especially to my family, and you're right, I always did have their support with everything. So when it came to giving, and this is how the song that is got all the proceeds going to the Stroke Foundation got written, for my parents' 60th birthday. Now they're a year apart, so I decided to write the song for both of them and give it to my dad for his 60th birthday, which was in March of last year. And then after I'd written that song, I went, what am I going to give to Mum? And so I went, okay, they just moved house and they've downsized, and so I knew Mum didn't want any more materialistic things, any vases or anything like that. She just, was happy to have us all healthy and all that, and I went, no, I've got to give her something. And so I asked her what charity she wanted, if I could donate to a charity, what charity would she choose? And she lost her mum on my nan to a stroke, and we've actually had one of my cousins or her nephew suffer from a stroke, and he's coming out, the other side is come out, but it has affected our family, so she said the Stroke Foundation, and so that was where all of that came about.
Yeah, it's really a lovely initiative that you've done.
Yeah, it's really thoughtful. Whenever my parents have a birthday, I usually get them like a book or a mug or something. Definitely don't go out and write a song and get it produced. I noticed that X Factor, one of the X Factor people from the X Factor, Daniel Kelaart, produced a few of the songs off the EP. What was it like working together?
Oh, look, I have been an avid fan. I'm like one of those crazy, weird, obsessed fans of his, actually, so I'm very lucky he was happy to work with me. But yeah, no, he's such a professional person. The funniest thing was, I think for me, and he'll probably laugh when he hears this, but when I was doing my recordings, he was sitting downstairs and I was upstairs recording the songs, and he'd play me my track and I'd record that line. But then he'd speak through my headphones and he'd go, oh, Jules, how about you sing it like this? And then he'd start singing to me, and I'd stop thinking about what I was doing. I'd be like, could you please sing that again?
Fangirling.
I know.
Wow, you got the ultimate fangirl experience.
I was like, yeah, could you just sing that? Actually, you know what? You should just record my song. That'd be great. So, no, look, it was really great working with him. He's a brilliant, very professional sort of guy, and he actually sings for my friend Jeremy Drakeford, and Jeremy Drakeford's the one who produced Thank You for me. So Daniel Kelaart is the singer for Jeremy's initiative called Alkira. So I've been so lucky to be tied in with these two really respectable guys, and really they'll be well respected within the music community. As soon as their stuff really gets out there, obviously they're going, I worked with those people. So wait for that.
Yeah. On your SoundCloud and your YouTube profiles, you've got quite a few covers there of some different artists. What's your favourite artist or your favourite song cover that you've done?
Well, I love Savage Garden. Growing up with them, I've always respected their sound, the voice, obviously. But yeah, so when I covered Crash and Burn, I was really happy to do that. I know a lot of people know that song, so I went, oh, this is going to be interesting. And the fact that I'm not a guy is probably going to be extra interesting. So that was definitely one of my favourites. But also, being that I'm yet again a fangirl, but I'm an old school Disney movie lover. So you'll see a lot of my covers are, from The Lion King or Pocahontas or something like that, and people are going, oh, you had like this dream of being a Disney princess when you were little. I'm like, yeah.
A lot of is your EP all original work?
Yeah, so I wrote the lyrics for all the songs. As I said, one of the songs on there, I Miss You, was written regarding my horse who passed away. One of them was written actually about a girl who I went to school with, and she was in 2 of my classes, and she lost her life tragically in an accident at Cheltenham railway station one year. And so I wrote that song because I didn't really take the chance to get to know her, and it was just one of those songs where you sort of go, if you've got the chance to say something nice to someone, say it, because you never know when you're going, what's going to happen. So that was for that song, and then obviously Thank You was written for the parents, and then the last song on my EP was written for my boyfriend Ben. So I know, he's so sweet. But yeah, when I moved up to I moved to Newcastle first, and then I moved down to Sydney, and I was having grown up with eczema my whole life. I've always been a very self-conscious person, so he's always been there and very supportive, not only with me moving and me being everywhere and him being there for me, but with things like that, he sort of taught me, Jules, that fairy tale that I did get, I love you no matter what you look like. So I've been extremely blessed. So, of course, I'm going to honour a song in there for him. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely. You've got a real talent for encapsulating not just heartbreak, but love as well. And you've written this song, Thank You, to say thank you to your parents for all their support. And we're going to play that for you now. You're listening to The Hoist on SYN with Nina and Lindsay.